Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? Today I am here with Claire, and today we are going to talk about how to build a credit score from zero and make banks trust you.
Hello everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
It is so good to have you here in the lab, Claire.
Thank you, Puck. I am always happy to talk about money with you.
Money can be very scary for many people.
I agree. It can feel like a big math test.
Yes, in school we learn many things we do not use.
That is true, like finding X in a math class.
Exactly, but no one teaches us about credit cards.
Or how to make a bank like you.
Yes, it feels like a secret club.
It does. But today, we will open the door to that club.
Great. Let us make it super simple for everyone listening.
That sounds perfect. Where should we start?
Let us start from the very beginning. What is a credit score?
Think of it as your adult report card.
A report card? Like in school?
Yes, but instead of grades for history, it gives you grades for money.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is a number that tells banks if you are good with money.
Wow. So if the number is good, the bank smiles at you?
Exactly. If it is good, they lend you money easily.
What if you have no number at all?
That is a very common situation for young people.
Yes, imagine a young person with no debt at all.
They feel very proud because they do not owe money.
Right, they think they are doing great.
But when they go to buy a car, the bank says no.
Why does the bank reject people with no debt?
Because the bank is afraid of what they do not know.
That sounds interesting. Can you explain that more?
Sure. Imagine a stranger comes to you on the street.
Okay, I am imagining a stranger.
The stranger asks you for $100.
Okay.
He says he will pay you back next week.
I would say no way.
Exactly. Why would you say no?
Because I do not know him. I do not know his habits.
That is true. He is a ghost to you.
Yes, he has no track record with me.
That is exactly how the bank sees a person with no credit score.
Wow, so having no debt history makes you a financial ghost?
Yes, to the bank, no history is just as scary as bad history.
That makes sense. They want data.
Lenders need data to make a safe decision.
So how do they measure this data?
They use a specific number system. It is called the FICO score.
Oh, that is a classic financial word. Let us pause here.
Good idea. Let us look at our first learning word. FICO score sounds like a heavy name. What does it mean?
It is just the name of the main company that calculates the score.
That is a useful definition. Let us give another example of what it looks like.
Great idea. The score is a number between 300 and 850.
300 to 850. Let us break this down like a laboratory experiment.
Yes, let us divide it into sections or zones.
Let us call the lowest part the red zone.
That is a perfect name. The red zone is from 300 to around 580.
If you were in the red zone, what happens?
It means you made many money mistakes. Banks will say no immediately.
Wow, that sounds very stressful.
It is. Then we have the middle zone from 580 to about 740.
Let us call that the yellow zone.
Yes, in this zone, banks might say yes, but they will charge you more.
Why will they charge more?
Because they still worry about you. They want extra money for the risk.
That extra money is called interest, right?
Yes, let us add interest to our financial vocabulary list.
Interest is another big word. What does it mean in simple terms?
It is the extra fee you pay to the bank for borrowing their money.
That is a useful definition. Let's give another example.
Great idea. If you borrow $100 and pay back $110, that extra $10 is interest.
Got it. It is the cost of borrowing.
Exactly. Now, let us talk about the best zone.
Oh, my favorite. Let us call it the royal zone.
Perfect. The royal zone is anything from 740 to 850.
What happens when you are in the royal zone?
You become a financial king or queen. Banks love you.
Do they give you the best deals?
Yes, they give you the lowest interest fees possible.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It is. It saves you thousands of dollars over your life.
I want everyone listening to get into that royal zone.
Me too. It makes life much easier.
By the way, let us ask our friends listening right now.
Yes, let us check in with them.
What about you? Do you know your credit score zone?
Please rate your answer or your credit score journey in the comments.
We love reading your stories. Now, let us go back to the formula.
Yes, how does the system cook this number?
What is the biggest ingredient in the credit score recipe?
The biggest ingredient is your payment history. It is 35% of the score.
35%? That is huge!
Yes, it simply means, do you pay your bills on time?
Every single month?
Yes, every time. Even being 1 day late can hurt your score.
Wow, that is very strict.
It is. The computer system does not care about excuses.
It only looks at the date.
Exactly. If you pay on time, your score goes up slowly.
What is the next big ingredient?
The next one is 30%. It is called credit utilization.
Credit utilization is a very big word. What does it mean in simple terms?
It just means how much of your limit you actually spend.
That is a useful definition. Let's give another example.
Great idea. If your limit is $1,000, let us see how much you use.
Let us explain what credit limit means first.
Good catch. Credit limit is the maximum amount of money the bank lets you spend on your card.
That is clear. So back to the example. If my limit is $1,000,
Yes, if you spend $900 of that 1,000, your utilization is 90%.
90% sounds high. Is that bad?
It is very bad. The bank gets scared.
Why do they get scared? I'm still under my limit.
True, but the system thinks you are desperate.
Oh, really?
Yes, it thinks you have no cash, so you are using all the bank's money.
That sounds like a trap.
It is a psychological trap. You must keep that percentage low.
How low should it be?
The safe rule is to keep it under 30%.
Under 30%? So on a $1,000 limit, I should only spend $300?
Yes, or you can pay it off early before the statement date.
Let us add statement to our learning list. What is a credit card statement?
It is the monthly bill or report the bank sends you showing your total balance.
That is a useful definition. So I need to pay it before they make the report?
Exactly. If the report shows a low balance, your score goes up.
If you were enjoying this conversation, don't forget to like and subscribe to Simple Finance Lab.
Yes, hit that subscribe button to learn more money tricks with us.
So, speaker 2, what if you want to be super smart? What is the best percentage?
The best percentage for the Royal Zone is under 10%.
Under 10%? That is very small.
Yes, it shows you have a lot of room, but you do not need the bank's money.
It shows control.
Exactly. Banks love people who have control.
Wow, this is so interesting. Let us talk about how to start if someone is a beginner.
Great. Let us talk about practical steps.
What is the first tool for someone with a 0 score?
The first tool is called a secured credit card.
Let us define secured credit card for everyone.
A secured card is a special card where you give the bank a deposit first.
Let us pause. What does deposit mean?
A deposit is your own cash money that you give to the bank to hold for safety.
That is a useful definition. Why do we give them a deposit?
Because remember, they do not trust you yet. You are a ghost.
Right, so the deposit protects the bank.
Exactly. If you give them a $200 deposit, they give you a card with a $200 limit.
Ah, so if I do not pay my bill, they just take my deposit.
Yes, they have zero risk. That is why they say yes to everyone.
That is smart. So how do I use this secured card to build my score?
You use it for one small thing every month.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like a $10 Netflix bill or buying a cup of coffee.
Just a coffee?
Yes, just one coffee. Then you wait for the statement.
Then I pay the whole bill immediately?
Yes, pay the full amount before the due date.
Do I have to pay interest if I pay it all?
No, if you pay the full statement balance every month, you pay zero interest.
Wow, that is a free way to build credit.
It is totally free. You are just showing the computer system that you are responsible.
How long does it take to see a score?
Usually it takes about 6 months of doing this every month.
6 months is not too long.
Not at all. Time flies fast.
Is there a faster way, like a cheat code?
There is one classic method. It is called becoming an authorized user.
That sounds like a fancy corporate term. What does it mean?
It means someone else puts your name onto their existing credit card account.
Like a parent or a spouse?
Yes, a person who already has a great credit score and a clean history.
Oh, really?
Yes, if your parent has a card for 10 years and always pays on time, they can add you.
Do I get a card to spend their money?
They can give you a card or they can hide it in a drawer. It does not matter.
Why does it not matter?
Because their 10 years of perfect history gets copied and pasted into your file.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It is like borrowing their good reputation.
Exactly. It is a reputation transfer.
That is a very fast way to jump into the green zone.
It is, but you must be careful.
Why? What is the risk?
If that person makes a mistake and stops paying, their bad habits will hurt your score too.
Oh, I see. It is a double-edged sword.
Yes, you must only do this with someone you trust completely.
That makes perfect sense. Choose your financial partners wisely.
I agree, it is a serious decision.
Now let us talk about the remaining ingredients of the score.
Yes, we still have 35% left to explain.
What is the next part?
It is the length of credit history. It is 15% of your score.
Does that just mean how old your accounts are?
Yes, the system looks at your oldest account and your newest account.
It calculates the average age?
Exactly. If you have a card for 5 years, your history is 5 years old.
What if I open a new card today?
Your average age drops down because now you have a 5-year-old card and a 0-year-old card.
So the average becomes 2.5 years?
Yes, that is why opening too many cards quickly hurts you.
That sounds dangerous. Should I close my old cards if I do not use them?
No, never close your oldest credit cards.
Really? Why? Because if you close them, you erase your history. You look younger to the system. Wow, I did not know that. I thought closing a card was good. Many people think that, but it actually lowers your average credit age. That is a very useful piece of advice. Let's keep old cards open. Yes, just buy a pack of gum on it once a year to keep it active. Just a pack of gum? Yes, just to show the bank the card is still alive. That sounds very easy. What about the next 10%? The next 10% is credit mix. We mentioned that before. What does credit mix mean exactly? It means having different types of loans, like a credit card and a car loan together. Yes, credit cards are called revolving credit. Let us define revolving credit. What is it? It is credit that you can use, pay back, and use again, like a circle. That is a useful definition. What is the other type? The other type is an installment loan. Let us define installment loan too. It is a loan where you borrow a fixed amount and pay it back in equal parts every month. Like a student loan or a mortgage for a house? Exactly. Having both types shows the system you can handle different rules. Do I need to get a loan just to improve this mix? No. Do not borrow money or pay interest just to change your mix. It is only 10%. Right. Focus on the big parts, payment history and utilization.
Exactly. Those two make up 65% of your total score.
That is true. Keep it simple.
What is the final 10%?
The final 10% is new credit.
Yes, this tracks how many times you apply for new credit in a short time.
When I apply, the bank checks my file, right?
Yes, that check is called a hard inquiry.
Let us add hard inquiry to our vocabulary list. What is a hard inquiry?
It is an official check a bank does when you ask for a new loan or card.
That is a useful definition. Does a hard inquiry lower your score?
Yes, it takes away a few points, usually around 2 to 5 points.
That is not too bad.
No, but if you apply at 5 different banks in 1 week, it adds up.
5 banks in 1 week would look bad.
Yes, the system thinks you are in trouble and need money fast.
So space out your applications.
Exactly. Wait at least 6 months between applying for new cards.
That makes perfect sense. Now let us introduce some serious accounting terms.
Yes, let us talk about your credit report versus your credit score. Wait, are they different? Yes, your credit report is the actual balance sheet of your debt.
A balance sheet? That is a real accounting word. Let us explain it.
A balance sheet is a document that shows what you own and what you owe.
So the report is the detailed list and the score is just the final grade?
Exactly. The report shows your assets and liabilities. Let us define liabilities for absolute beginners.
A liability is just a legal financial obligation. It is money you must pay back.
Like loans, mortgages, and credit card balances.
Yes, those are all liabilities on your financial statement.
What about the companies that collect this accounting data?
They are called credit bureaus. There are 3 big ones.
Let us name them so people know who they are.
They are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
Do they all give the same score?
Not always. Sometimes they have slightly different data.
That is interesting. Why do they have different data?
Because some local banks only report to one bureau to save money.
So one bureau might think I owe money and another might not know.
Exactly. That is why your accounting records can be a bit different.
This is why we need to audit our reports regularly.
Yes, let us add audit to our financial words. What is an audit? An audit is an official inspection of your financial accounts to find errors.
That is a useful definition. Let's give another example.
Great idea. Checking your monthly bank statement line by line is a micro audit.
Perfect. So we should audit our credit reports for errors.
Yes, because mistakes can increase your liabilities unfairly.
That makes sense. Let us check in with our friends again.
Yes, let us check their habits.
Have you ever checked your own credit report for mistakes?
Please write your answer in the comments. Many reports actually have errors.
Oh, really? Is that common?
Yes, studies show that 1 in 5 credit reports have an accounting error on them.
Wow. Like what kind of error?
Like a paid liability that still shows up as an open debt.
That sounds terrible. How do we fix it?
You can check your report for free and dispute the errors online.
Let us define dispute. What does it mean to dispute an error?
It means to officially tell the bureau that a piece of data is wrong and ask them to fix it.
That is a useful definition. Is it hard to do?
No, you can do it online. If they cannot verify the data within 30 days, they must delete it.
Wow. Deleting a wrong liability can jump your score instantly.
Yes, it can increase your score by 50 points or more in 1 month.
That is an amazing tip. Everyone should check their accounting records today.
I agree. It is like cleaning your financial laboratory.
Now, let us talk about how interest accumulates if you do not pay.
Yes, this is called the amortization process.
Amortization is a very heavy accounting word. What does it mean?
It is just the schedule of how a debt is paid off over time with regular payments.
Part of the payment goes to the principal and part goes to the interest.
Exactly. Let us explain principal for the beginners. The principal is the original amount of money you borrowed from the bank.
That is a useful definition. So if I borrow $1,000, 1,000 is the principal.
Yes, and if you pay late, the interest grows on top of that principal.
That creates compound interest, which can destroy your wealth.
Yes, compound interest is great when you save, but terrible when you owe.
It's like a chemical reaction that goes completely out of control.
Exactly. That is why we must keep our financial statements clean.
Let us summarize the whole system one more time for our friends.
Great idea. Let us do a quick review of the main terms. First, no history is just as bad as bad history. Lenders want to see data. Second, understand your balance sheet. Keep your liabilities low. Third, pay your statement balance on time to avoid paying any interest. Fourth, keep your credit utilization ratio under 30%, ideally under 10%. And fifth, audit your credit reports regularly with the 3 big credit bureaus. Perfect summary, Speaker 1. You use the professional terms beautifully. Thank you, Speaker 2. This conversation was very helpful and deep. I am glad I could help bring some true accounting clarity to the channel. Before we go, let us ask our friends one last question. Yes, what is your goal for your credit score and financial health this year? Please write your answer in the comments below. We want to see your goals. It helps you stay accountable to the lab community. Today was a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. I enjoyed our conversation today in the lab. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Simple Finance Lab. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.